Listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
The views and opinions of the host and guests are their own and do not necessarily reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
They say the sun and I shine for all, but there is some people world you never shine at all. These roads of flames are catching a fire. Showed you I love you, you call me a liar. Oh no, 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 no. Baby, tell me where you gone. I've been feeling for your love so long. We can praise God in the moonlight. Baby, if you with me, better do right. And I've been gone too long, and I'm hoping that you sing my song, my song. I've been on this road for way too long. I've been hoping that we all get along. These roads of flames are catching
You got it locked and loaded to the Wednesday, October 2nd edition of Talking Heads. Your boy Naughty and your company right up until 6 p.m. Let me knock on wood. They tell me they got everything worked out in the Millennium Falcon, so Han Solo can fly today. So we can do what we got to do. But glad to be in your company. It is Wednesday. It is hump day. We will get over the hump together. Lots to talk about. It's an open line Wednesday, so we will be opening up the lines. But like I said, before I get to all of that goodness, I like to keep you in the know and get you where you want to go. First and foremost, couldn't do the show without them. Got to big up the sponsors each and every time. Talking Heads brought to you in part by the following sponsors: the 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, Cleveland Clinic, Eddie Minnis Live, ESC Distributors Limited, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild Comedy Club, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Game, Gyros. Now, I'd like to keep you in the know and get you where you want to go. Listen, circle your calendars, call it all baseball fans and families. The 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup is coming to Nassau from October 23rd to the 28th at the Andre Rogers National Stadium. It's going to be buzzing with excitement as 6 countries, Cuba, the Dominican Republic, Curacao, and the U.S. Virgin Islands, along with St. Martin and our very own Bahamas, compete for the championship title. 17 thrilling games over 6 days. This is your chance to witness the best of Caribbean baseball. Come out and support the teams and enjoy a fun-filled event for the whole family. Mark your calendars, October 23rd to the 28th. For more details, stay tuned right here to Guardian Radio and to Talking Heads. And, of course, follow the hashtag OutaHere24. Hashtag OutaHere24. Now, with that being said, got that out of the way. Like I told you, it's an open line Wednesday. If you want to chime in, here's how.
Here's how you can become a talking head. Brought to you by BTC.
Text lines powered by BTC, 422-GR96. That's 422-4796. Phone lines open in New Providence, 323-6232, 325-4316, 325-4259. Toll free at any one of the family islands, 242-300-5720, 242-300-5720. Stream us live, take us wherever you want to go, GuardianTalkRadio.com. That's GuardianTalkRadio.com. Cable channel 969, BTC Flow channel 612. That's how you get it in. That's how you get it on for fresh news, smart talk all day, right here on Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. All right. Let's get to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads.
Hello, Naughty.
What's going on?
I can't hear you.
Well, I can hear you, Sparky. What's happening?
But as a bucket mode. Let's get to the chase now, quick. There's a situation happening on the East Coast, Southeast Coast, from Buffalo all the way down to Texas, eh?
Uh-huh.
It caused with the longshoreman strike. Are you quite aware of that?
And I know the effect it is going to have. Is similar. Yeah, Sparky, we're familiar with it. Go ahead.
Okay, I got a call yesterday from a Bahamian friend of mine that works over there. He is one of those truckers. And he's in our group, and you know about my group. And he called me yesterday, Sparky, say, tell the Bahamian people that don't take this thing lightly, because this might last for a while. And if nothing comes into the United States from China, from wherever those tankers come in those containers, If those truckers, the truckers already in Florida on strike. Hello?
I'm listening, Sparky. Go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Get to the point.
They're already in Florida on strike, which means that we don't grow our own tomatoes. And if this lasts more than 3 to 4 months, there will be nothing in the supermarket warehouses in the Bahamas. And if we don't have no tomatoes to put on the Burger King hamburgers, the Bahamian people will starve because the only thing we want to do is wear $300 Nikes, some jeans, some T-shirt, a New York Yankee baseball hat.
Ain't not a darn thing wrong with wearing a New York Yankee baseball hat. And on that note, Sparky, I got you covered, but you can't diss my Yankees like that. See you tomorrow. What's wrong with a Yankees baseball hat, Sparky? You had me right up until and a Yankees baseball hat. If you would have said Dodgers hat, I'd have let you keep talking. Let's go to the phone lines. Talking heads.
I don't call that often. CG in the house.
Hey, what's going on, CG? How are you?
Well, it's amazing how we can allow things like sports and religion and politics to snap us into division, and then we can't find ourselves because we lost in oblivion.
Well, I think politics puts us in a divide. Sports, that's only friendly banter back and forth. Sports, we always come back together over brewskis. That's we got to get like that with politics. Politics is we hold feelings.
I've seen videos of people being trampled to death in sports stadiums. I mean, it's like it's a death house. But
Well,
anyhow, it's
I, on that level, yeah, with the stadium stampedes and so on and so
It's
forth.
what?
Yes, correct. But for the most part, if I tell you your team sucks, we ain't got to fight about it. We'll talk
we
about it
ain't
over
gotta
bread
fight
at the end.
But
Now,
no,
politics, different story.
Naughty, but overall, you must see you must see the pattern that we're developing here. We are lowering our standards to the point where it's going to consume us. Because one time ago, A was excellent.
Correct.
So I don't need to go any further with that.
And B was good enough. And C, you barely escape by getting cut skin. D or E, cut skin, grounding, punishment, all type of stuff. That kind of stuff. Let's talk it.
See,
What happened to that?
I got to cut it from one corner to the next and up and down. But that's all right. But not.
I peel a C. It was like, C, you lucky you didn't get a D. And C, you better get a B next time.
Well, and you try to figure out how you could change it.
Oh, Jesus, don't try that.
Okay, but Naughty, let me ask you something about lowering our standards. Here we are, grown men who are mature enough to know right from wrong, apart from messing with little children. On the same token, are pledging allegiance to dead people. And I'm asking you, does that replace your marital vows?
Repeat that?
When you pledge allegiance to a king who's sick with prostate issues, and all of the people who behind him.
Let me cut to the chase. Only one heaven.
But I'm
and
saying
ain't
when
nobody coming between me and my marital vows. Happy wife, happy life. Would y'all crazy?
But when men do it in Parliament, does that replace your marital vows? What I'm saying is, which is more prominent, the vows you made to that woman or the vows you're making to this dead king?
Well, you got to ask those brothers. I know how I would answer. I don't know how they would answer. I can't speak for them.
As often as you do, but maybe you can ask them how often they associate with the dead.
That's a good question. I gonna ask them next time.
Tell them stop associating with the dead because we still alive here in the Bahamas, man.
I got you. And stay off the dark web, my brother.
All right.
Later, man. Be safe. Let's get to the next one. Talking heads. All right, cool. No worries. All right, so like I say, phone lines are open, text lines are open. Let me check them out, and we off the hot start today, boy, I tell you. Naughty, great show as usual. Which government will properly pave these roads? Keyword, properly. Where the craters are you talking about? Because, we like the moon landing right now. We got craters. They ain't potholes no more. They craters. They eat people. They eat small vehicles. Naughty, which government will give proper jail sentences for murder? Once again, keyword, proper, like 4 life sentences plus 99 years. Okay, listen. You got to understand something here. I'm all for sentencing guidelines, but 4 life sentences plus 99 years? Well, if you do a life sentence, you could die in there. Then you got to do another 3 life sentences plus 99 years? What happened to the dudes in the cell next to you? Warden! Warden! I need to see you, Warden! It stinks in here. My eyes are burning, Warden! Come on. I think that's overkill, no pun intended. 1 life sentence is good enough, but I get your point. This is a good question. Naughty, where are all these young people getting money to buy ammunitions with light? Are you all on a roll today? All right. We got lots to talk about, like I said. And of course, we got plenty of headlines to deal with. So, let's get to the headlines.
It's time for Headliners. Everything that's making headlines in the 242. Brought to you by the Fine Threads.
Here's what's blazing up the pages of the Nassau Guardian News and Views in Madison since 1844, all brought to you, of course, by Fine Threads. New arrivals in stock right now. Be sure to check them out. Top of the Hill, Mackey Street, the flagship store, and the Southwest Shopping Plaza location. Both locations available for you 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday through Saturday. As a matter of fact, check them out online, finethreads.com. Do your shopping online, then arrange for pickup at any one of those convenient Fine Thread locations. Man shot dead while holding baby. 6-year-old girl was in car, police say. Story by Travis Cartwright Carroll. A man was shot to death yesterday as he held his 8-month-old daughter outside his home on Montgomery Avenue, New Providence, while another young child was in his car, police said. That's where we at in 2024? That's where we at. With children in the line of fire, a toddler again? A 6-year-old again in the line of fire? No remorse whatsoever. Obviously, you don't care about how that's going to affect those kids for the rest of their life. Regardless of what the situation is, it's got to stop being like this. We are not this barbaric. We are not. And if we are, we need to stop. And let's start talking about it, and let's start doing every angle, every part of this society needs to be all hands on deck with contributions and solutions, because this is crazy. Chief Superintendent Kristen Skipping said the victim, a 27-year-old who police have interacted with before, drove to his Flamingo Gardens home after school pickup, parked, and exited the car with his daughter shortly after 3 p.m. She said the girl in the car is 6 years old. As the father stepped out of the vehicle, a man inside a nearby white Japanese car exited and shot him several times. Skipping said, adding that the children were unharmed. But she also said, I'm sure the children are traumatized, adults are traumatized when these incidents occur. This is crazy. I agree with Chief Superintendent Skipping. Something is wrong with this. Definitely something is wrong with this. And a lot of the other murders around here. It's crazy. Halkitis, no impact here from U.S. port worker strike in short term. No impact here from U.S. port worker strike in short term. Well, Sparky, your good PLB brethren, Mr. Halkitis, has said no impact here from U.S. port worker strike in short term. Now, that's the immediate. That could possibly be long term. But for the immediate, Mr. Halkitis says everything's cool. I hope he'll tell us when everything ain't cool. Government rejects S&P's conclusion on weakened fiscal position. Story by Candia Dames. Minister of Economic Affairs Michael Halkitis disagrees with the assessment of credit ratings agency Standard & Poor's that the Bahamas' financial profile has weakened. Yeah, just discredit any international reporter, anybody who says give us an unfavorable rating, just discredit that as, they know what they're talking about. Not us. Let me tell you how it go. Yeah. GBPC rate review suspended. Grand Bahama Power Company rate review suspended. Story by Rachel Scott. The Grand Bahama Port Authority announced yesterday that it has suspended its review of the Grand Bahama Power Company's request for a base rate increase due to unreliable electricity supply in recent weeks. GBPA advises island residents that it has suspended review of the GBPC's proposed rate plan submitted on August 1st, 2024, covering the period of 2025 to 2027, and its public consultation efforts until a period of electricity service reliability has been established. This was released in a statement. Okay. So the plot thickens in that one. And that's just the front pages. We got tons to talk about. So obviously the phone lines will be open on the flip side of the break. And on the flip side of the break, we'll get into the buzz. All brought to you, of course, by John Shoes. Before I get to the break, let me take the text lines one more time. Naughty, can you do a show on the sentencing guidelines in the Bahamas, please? I'm working on it right now, Texter. I want to get legal minds from both sides of the table and both sides of the political divide, and then one who has nothing to do with politics, but is a very learned counsel. So yeah, we're working on that, and in short order, we should have that on for you. If not this week, next week. All right, right here on Talking Heads. But good stuff there, Texter. Naughty, after the shooting yesterday, my idea for a life sentence is sounding good now. Boy, yeah. For something like that, I would chew. Plus life. Naughty, when you say we are not barbaric, you mean we, the real Bahamians of this Bahamas, right? Well, I'm talking as a Bahamian. That's all I can. That's who I identify as being, a Bahamian, a proud one. And it's time that Bahamians stand up and speak from all parts of the divide to get a hand and a control on this scourge of crime and murder. And it's going to take some serious conversations and some rough ones too. But everybody needs to do their part. We, everybody, Bahamians, and then everybody else who ain't Bahamian living here, they need to toe the line and do what Bahamians do. And if that means stop the murder, stop the violence, then that's what we got to do as a nation. Yeah, but I mean we Bahamians. Time we lead and stop following. That's the problem. We like follow fashion. We stuck to our guns, no pun intended, and say we Bahamians and draw a line in the sand and that certain things not past that, we wouldn't be in the predicament we are today. But that's a different show for another day. And on that note, we'll get to the break. Flip side of the break, we'll get into the Buzz All Budget Request by John Shoes. Lines will be open. And the Wednesday, October 2nd edition of Talking Heads will continue right after this.
You try to rest, roll with the best. For all your printing needs, there ain't no one better, no. For posters and banners, magazines and flyers, for window decals, greeting cards and newsletters. No job too big and there's no job too small. You name it, we can print it, just give us a call. Let Print Masters bring your masterpiece to life.
Located in the Nassau Guardian Building, telephone 302-2361.
Imagine getting full flavor without your wallet judging you. We're taking value to a Newark packed with one piece of juicy fried chicken, crispy fries, and a buttery biscuit, all for just $5.35. Take a break and snack responsibly with a delicious, affordable KFC snack box. Order your new favorite deal online with Messenger or WhatsApp Hi to 557-3663 to start your KFC order today. KFC knows value, and it's finger-licking good.
Refined style with elegant taste. The fine threads is your place. If you want those slacks hemmed or just taking the waist, then fine threads is your place. If you want to look suave and debonair everywhere you go, like you're supposed to be in a video. Wanna step out and look great? Then Fine Threads is your place. Refined style with elegant taste. Then Fine Threads is your place. Is your place. Is your place.
Naughty Johnny's restaurant can only be described as the experience you want to recreate again and again and again. Their motto is simple food done well. You're welcome into their home at Naughty Johnny's, where you can dine on crack conch fritters, and other Bahamian favorites. There's also an international flair that's guaranteed to offer something for everyone. Enjoy a good meal and listen to a live band on their patio Friday and Saturday nights, or brunch on Saturday and Sunday, only at Naughty Johnny's restaurant in the Old Town Plaza, Old Fort. They're open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. Friday, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. on Saturday, and 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on Sunday. Naughty Johnny's. Well, with the
Thomas, are you ready? Keep the Vibe Alive Music Group, along with Alpha Sounds, presents the best of the best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bahamian concert of the year, Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Sean, Shine 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Races Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or both Beauty Shack locations. General admission $60. Fee also available. For more info, call 394-0819 or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Experience the magic once again with more legends for one night only. Come party with us November 2nd at Best of the Best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
It's time for The Buzz. What are you buzzing on? Brought to you by John's Shoes.
We're back at you right here on the Wednesday, October 2nd edition of Talking Heads. We're into the buzz, or brought to you, of course, by John's Shoes. I'll get to the phone lines in a second, and, and the text lines as well. But very interesting note. I got a text that, Naughty, was there a press release from this administration regarding the yesterday's shooting in broad daylight? Very, very good point. Did we hear anything? I didn't. I haven't seen anything released. So before you all say it, I know some of you are like, did the opposition? Well, they actually did. And I must commend Senator Michaela Barnett Ellis for one, if not for anything else. She stays all children and women in the country. And the F&M did actually release a press release on October 1st, which was yesterday. Sadly, we're once again hearing about a cold-blooded murder in broad daylight in the presence of children. My thoughts and prayers are with the family of the deceased, especially the children who witnessed today's horrific event. The trauma of witnessing violent crime, especially for loved ones, can leave deep and lasting scars that go far beyond the immediate moment of the event. The emotional, psychological, and even physical consequences can persist for years. The need for compassionate support and comprehensive trauma care for all victims and witnesses of violent crime is ever present. The fight on crime must include a robust public health initiative to provide support and counsel our children who are being exposed to far too much violence. More than ever, programs that teach dispute resolution and anger management must be properly resourced and implemented across the length and breadth of the Bahamas. As we reflect on this tragedy, it is crucial that we recognize the long-term effects that trauma can have on witnesses and invest in mental health resources, counseling, and support system for those impacted. Healing from such an ordeal is complex, ongoing process, and it's our collective responsibility to ensure that victims and witnesses are not left to navigate this journey alone. Senator the Honorable Michaela Barnett Ellis. You're making a statement there, and you're offering suggestions. I got to commend that. Now we need more from all sides of the political divide, regardless of party, because if you're truly Bahamian, you want to deal with this. God forbid the next time it's not a whole family, because that's what it could have been yesterday. Let's get to the phone lines. Talking Heads.
My brother Naughty, how are you?
How are you, Prophet? What's going on? I ain't heard from you in a while, man.
Boy, I'm trying to stay out of trouble, and I'm trying to stay low. But boy,
no, I think that's a good way of saying it, but I think it's NFL season, so you used to be deeply enthralled in all the games.
Okay. But can I raise the issue in the headline on The Guardian today?
Yeah, go ahead. What you got for me?
Man shot dead while holding a baby. A 6-year-old girl was in the car, police said.
Correct.
Brother Naughty, I have never raised this issue on your time. But I've been preaching in this country, and my belief is so strong. I don't know how we can move a country forward without putting things in place to restore the family. I am of the view, when we see these homicide, etc., that the traditional family now is almost like that hurricane would pass through Florida last week shambles and crumbles. And we can make all the noise that we want. I don't believe, I am on one of the belief that move a country forward without moving the family and to address the social disorder. The traditional values that this country once had, and we all know it. We all know it. We are in denial, pretending, playing politics on both sides. My friend, before he demised, always clash. The late Obie Whitcomb. He was my personal friend. And we always clashed because I told him, being a minister of social service, you don't believe and did not believe in the traditional family. Did not. And myself and him sit down and talk about the issues, about how we need to restore the family. But my best friend, Obie Whitcomb, demise, my best friend, good friend of mine, demise, 7 children, and never was married. But you want to move country forward. Show me and tell me how can that happen when we are elected.
Now, hold on, Prophet. You got proof of that?
If I have proof of it?
You can't just throw numbers out there like that, man.
I have the obituary right here. I have the obituary and the funeral service right here. I have proof in the Guardian. I have proof in the Tribune when he demised. I have proof. And if you want me, I could go now to the Tribune and then go to the Guardian and get the obituary.
Well, yeah, man. I mean, just for safety's sake, you know what I mean? Because, you know.
I could back up what I'm saying. We are electing leaders, politicians, and some preachers in this country who do not believe in the family. And this is where the problem is. The foundation of the traditional family structure is being under attack. Who believe in the family and elect persons who know, and also pastors, they don't believe in it. This will continue.
That's why I say that we have to have members of all parts of society, Prophet. We need the church. We need the school system. We need the police force. We need community activists. We need all hands on deck with ideas and solutions.
All hands on deck needed to address the social dilemma.
And here's something else
going on with the traditional family.
Good stuff, man. Let me get to these other calls, all right? And make sure that's back in 5 o'clock. We got your crew from Exuma in the building. We talking regatta and sailing. Talking heads. Talking heads. All right, call us back. Let's get to the other call. Talking heads.
Hey, Naughty, what's up, man?
Hey, what's happening? Turn your radio down a little bit there, Big Chief. What's happening, man?
Turn it off. I just turned it off.
You had a Splitsville week, man. You need to call us at 5, man. We want to talk Georgia football.
Yeah, listen, we can talk about that, but let me tell you something. And no disrespect to my good friend Prophet, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know him, but he seems like a reasonable fellow. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
But for 6,000 plus years of recorded human history, we have said that the requirement for leadership must be you got to be a fella, you got to have a wife, and you got to have children. Okay? And I ain't knocking that. But for 6,000 years, we've ended up with all kind of garbage, right? Some good, some bad, but a bunch of garbage from these same stereotypical leaders. So no one's going to convince me, okay, I'm a 50-year-old man, right? I've been married. I don't want no kids. Okay? Does that make me a bad leader because life and circumstance put it to where the Lord say, hey, that's a stupid mentality. Why don't we look at what people say, look at what their qualifications
and the content of their character,
and who they are as a person. Okay? That's the same idiot J.D. Vance kind of thinking. And I just have to remind myself that even though I'm in the Bahamas and people say they're liberal, they're really conservative, right? And this whole thing that if you don't have children, or if you ain't doing this or doing that, and they would prefer for a fella to go out there and have children outside of wedlock to say, well, that's a good leader, rather than somebody who might decide, look, marriage and children ain't for me, but I'm smart on policy. And maybe this policy will work around some of these problems.
But I mean, isn't Mr. Mitchell a good example of that? He's not married. He has chick, no child. But I mean, he's been a serving politician for years, correct?
Of course. And so, and I'm sorry, the fact that people might not have children does not mean that we don't have families. But we can't make decisions that will help society as a whole. That we're not connected with our professions and with our churches and with our civic groups, all of these different entities that are supposed to come together to make society better. Okay? Because I would put it to you that, I mean, when you look across the board, all right, if you really want to have that, this idea of being married and the traditional family, and if you're not in a traditional family, that disqualifies you from leadership, then we can look at a lot of these people who are quote-unquote married in traditional families who are pedophiles, who prey on young women and boys, who are crooks, who are just bad leaders, and some of them are just plain dumb. Okay? You know why? Because people are people, and you're going to have some people in every sort of grouping or classification, but some going to be good and some going to be bad. Right? So you have to be a little bit more open-minded to this sort of stuff. All right? I have to talk about something Sparky jumped up earlier, but this truck driver strike at the ports, right? This is a critical reason why we need to, one, make our own stuff as much as we can, but also diversify who we trade with. Why are we so stuck that every time something happens in America, we jam, okay? When we sit geographically in the key trading spot between everywhere else in the world. What about Latin America? What about Europe? What about Asia? These are the things we have to look at, all right? Because America trading with them, but we have a mentality that if it don't come from Miami, it ain't no good. Except for the Dolphins, because we know the Dolphins ain't them.
We know that's Bob. That's happening. Nothing wrong, nothing good but that.
We have to be, and here's the thing: who were the leaders that made us so dependent on America? Weren't they all married with children in traditional families? Think about that for a second. Anyway.
Good stuff as always, man. We hope to hear from you in the 5 o'clock. Or if not today, Friday for sure, going in for the picks.
Come on.
All right, be safe. Good stuff as always, Big Chief. Thanks again, Doc. Let's get to the other phone line. Talking Heads.
What's up, Naughty? This is St. Pete.
Thank Jesus, man. I'm glad to be hearing from you, man. We was worried about you on this end, man. We heard from you when the storm was rolling in. Then we heard all kind of stuff about St. Petersburg, and we didn't hear about you. And me and Pearlie was like, right now, we are being in a ditch again in the new Explorer Expedition or whatever that is. Tahoe.
We had a lot of flood, man. But you know what I did? I did early Wednesday morning. I took my vehicle and parked it in the parking garage. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't got to worry about the flood.
So you secured it.
We had so many cars flooded, man. You know, a lot of trees down. Man, Tampa was like an island itself. They closed all the bridges. You know, one person got killed in Tampa when the sign fall. One of those traffic signs fall out on his car and killed the person.
Wow.
Man, but back about earlier, they still was on the road doing it. Man, let me tell you something. Man, that wind was whistling like they in the Wally Boys, man. You know? But, you know, thank God, you know, I'm alive, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's the most important thing.
Man, let me tell you something. That's the most, like, in Clearwater and St. Petersburg, man, a lot of people houses get, man, they're like 9 feet of water in some of the people's houses, man. A lot of people lost everything, man. You know what I'm saying? Boy, but it was, you know, a lot of people still owe the power, man. You know, they got power trucks from all over the country down here, man. Some people still owe the power, man.
But now you know there's like to have BPL as a power provider.
Oh, no, I thank God in my area, the power done went off, you know what I'm saying? But, you know.
Sound like you live in that good part of town there, St. Pete.
Oh, yeah, man. I live in, I wouldn't want to brag, you know. I used to live in the inner city ghetto. I was, like I say, moving on up.
I hear you a full-size operator, man. You up out of there.
Yeah. But, man, look here, boy, that's the, hey, so many cars was flooded out, man. But let me tell you something. Those people, they're gonna ship them cars to these family islands, these different islands. You know how they go. They clean them up and make it look good, and they try to sell it, but they do want to damage, man. You know?
That's why you got to check the facts, man. You got to check the car facts.
Yeah, you got to pull up them rugs and see beneath the flood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
I mean, that's what it is. But and they said another storm coming on next week sometime. but those people up in North Carolina, North Florida, man, they on I-10 was shut down, going into Tallahassee. But it's all good, man. Thank God I'm alive, man.
And that's what we think, man. Thank God everybody's safe with you, and it wasn't too much damage, and we hearing from you.
I told a lot of people, I said, man, out to the garage and park in the garage. No, they're good, man. Those people cars is underwater, man.
There you go. Well, you smarter than them.
Man, this area, surrounding, you got the Gulf, you got the Bay, Clearwater Beach.
You get the high-rise parking, that's the best spot to put it. You won't get water damage. You might get some wind and other kind of damage from debris flying, but you won't get that water damage. All right, bro.
Damage, boy.
But be safe, St. Pete. Glad to hear from you, man. We got to get to these other calls, but we'll talk soon.
All right, now.
All right, bro. Be safe. Talking heads.
Yeah, Naughty, what's going on?
Hey, what's going on, my friend?
Yeah, I agree with Big Chief, Yeah, man. Jesus wasn't married. None of Jesus' disciples was married. Obi might have been married, but Obi was one of the best social service minister, one of the best minister of tourism this country have ever had.
Indeed.
Hitler was married. Saddam Hussein was married. Castro was married. You see the type of leadership what they had. Man, people have a right to make a decision what they will make. The woman in Freeport died today, being on the news, say 8 out of 10 marriages end up in divorce. Marriage ain't for everybody, man. You ain't got to get married. Tell Dr. B, stay off this radio talking foolishness, man. Ask him if he married. When you call back again, ask him if he married, man. People don't have to get married if they don't want. That's their personal decision. Stay off this radio talking foolishness, man.
Spoken. Let's get to the next call. Talking heads.
Yes, Naughty, how are you doing?
Hey, what's going on, my brother?
Yeah, listen, man.
Oh, but maybe I should open by saying, Yankees win! Yankees win! The Yankees win!
Naughty, well, I can adjust that further down. But
5 o'clock, call me back on that. But
I'm calling concerning the situation. Well, the last caller did exactly what I wanted to say. The late Obi Welshcombe was quite a politician, and he did
quite a politician and quite a minister of tourism and quite a minister of social services. Can't take it from him.
He could have made his remarks without going down that road. I regret that he went down that road.
Yeah, I was wondering where he was going with it too. That's why I asked him to provide some proof on the situation, because you can't just talk on people just like that. But Lord bless the dead.
Let him rest in peace. He done what he had to do here on earth. But what I'm calling a concern is with the last murder. Listen, Naughty, we've got to take this thing serious. I mean, when I say serious, I mean serious in the sense that I said that I'll be a voice for the voiceless. A 6-year-old and an 8-month-old, in the midst of tragedy.
I mean, that is completely barbaric. I mean, that is the most bloodthirsty. The sad thing is we're becoming desensitized to it, and we're accepting it as part of the norm when it's not normal. That shouldn't be happening in broad daylight and in front of children. And a 6-month-old and a 6-year-old?
That should never happen in this country. And like I said, again, I'm calling on the Prime Minister to have moved the Minister of National Security. He served no purpose. And the Prime Minister needs to be proactive, because everything starts with leadership. He needs to get up and address this matter, because we have over 97 murders in this country. This is ridiculous. We are only beginning in October. This is totally unacceptable.
We still got October, November, and December to go.
Right? And so I am not going to sit back as a law-abiding citizen and say this is okay. It's not.
And somebody asked me the other day in the barbershop, they said, Naughty, why don't you ask this administration where are their precious murder rate signs now? You don't see them hanging those signs with the murder count now, hey?
Yeah, because, and like I said, murders will happen, right? On both sides. That's why I don't like people to go out and say, well, murder can't be done. Murder can't be done. I mean, the crime rate can't be done if murder's up. That's impossible.
The math, eh?
People say that.
No, but see, I think they use that word crime as a blanket, as an umbrella to say, okay, house breaking is down, shoplifting is down, domestic violence is down, murder is up, car theft is down. So, if you see a decline in other areas, then they say crime is down, and then they'll specify the area. But at the end of the day, I'm with you. Murder is a crime. If murder going up, you still got a crime problem. You still got a murder problem.
You really have a problem because you're talking about lives being taken out. There's no recourse for that, none. And so I have a serious problem unless we as a people come together, because at the end of the day, politician understands nothing. They only understand when people like myself, you, and the rest of us decide to take a stand of bunch this nonsense, because my grandchildren and children and my great-grandchildren I've lost would not be able to inherit the Bahamas if we continue at this rate. Something has to be done.
Caller, me and you on the same page, brother. We in the same locker room.
All right, my brother.
Be safe. I'll hear from you at 5, man. Be talking baseball later, man. Let's get to the other calls. Talking heads. Talking heads. All right, let me get to the text line. Naughty, how things are going? This government may as well have an island purge. Start hanging these animals. Hey, Naughty, we need to have a referendum on murder and hanging. Agreed. We need a referendum on crime and where we going with it. All right, buckle up. Now, this is a long, boy, text. You texted me a mini-series here. Naughty, the problem might be in our rhetoric that we expose. We say that violence against women and children are not okay, and many campaigns exist to support those causes. I believe this phrase is a dog whistle to redirect the violence toward men. If women were concerned about men, the language would change from "it's never okay to hit a woman," "it's not okay not to hit," period. I'm encouraging peace that extends to all genders, and I encourage women to stop this one-sided rhetoric protecting. Listen, text to you way off base there, because I've had women come on my show and preach exactly what you're saying. The violence has to stop. The murder of many young men. But in any society, okay, you will all, if you're not barbaric, it's a given. You don't want violence. That deals with the men. But then if you have to break it down and subset it, you definitely don't want to see violence against women and children. You don't want to see violence against anyone. And if you have to break it down in order to stop the violence and specify it, then that's what you need to do. How many times we say murder is out of control, we've lost a whole generation. How many times, Texter, if you're fair with yourself, if you heard me on this show, compared to genocide? Because we've lost a whole generation of young men between 18 and 30. Therefore, i.e., that is why I cry for all members of society and branches of society to come together, so we could get these young men the help they need and the resolutions they need. But at the same time, you can't be killing women and children in the process either. And to say something like that is very misogynistic. Like, okay, stop. It's wrong. So you believe because a dude could get punched in the face, a woman could get punched in the face too? This level, and men go out there, and men deal with things a little differently. That's why from time immemorial, from Cain and Abel, we had men killing up each other. It never supposed to seep over into women and children. That's why back in the day, when the wars were going on, they would say, protect the women and the children, because the men were expected to fight. And if you're a real man, you will defend women and children. And you won't have a problem with people saying you should defend women and children, in addition to defending young men. Stop getting caught up on semantics. We have a crime problem. Murder is out of control, and men and women and children are getting killed in the process, and it needs to stop. No violence against anyone. The time you take trying to break it down and subset it to set off a different argument no, that ain't helping. If you can come with your finger pointing, come with your solutions as well. That's all I'm saying. Nobody, no more referendums, Naughty. We've been down that road before. Good point. Naughty, the Chinese ain't killing, the Indians ain't killing, the Mexicans ain't killing the Jamaicans, but we killing each other. What about caning, Naughty? That's a suggestion. Naughty, marriage doesn't make you a better man or woman. It's what's in you. Just today I saw a person, no sticker, blocked the disabled parking by RBC Prince Charles. So why you ain't send me a picture? Text her. Why you ain't send me a picture? Now, was the person a man or a woman who did that, though? Let me know. Let's get to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads.
Hi, Naughty.
Afternoon, how are you?
I'm fine. One question I want to ask.
Speak up for me a little bit.
Opinion.
Pardon?
Do you believe the family or the parents can fix the situation we're in? Or could the
I don't think that the family and the parents alone could fix the situation. I think family and parents in society and branches of society that are important, like the police force, community activists, the church, so on and so forth, schools, need to get involved because you need many hands on deck to deal with this crime because it's so big.
Okay, fine, right? Well, I said that, right? Because the conversation on the early show was about who is responsible. Parents. Everybody knows parent. As a parent, you are fully responsible, right?
Correct. You're responsible for your part.
Become manhood, or better yet, when they move out, or better yet, when some of them still in the house. You can't tell some of them what to do. Am I right or wrong?
Correct. You have that problem. That's why all hands need to be on that because if you have that situation, you need to have other areas of society to reach out to say, hey, I have a way with youth. They're out of control. I need some intervention. I need some help.
I said that, right? Because even the government knows that. Because had they not known that, there wouldn't have been a Carlos Reed and a Rodney Munker, right or wrong. And they the two they paying so much money for.
Well, not just them two. There's a ton of other consultants, but those.
So, I mean, the parents ain't responsible. So leave it alone and just let parents be responsible. Then let's see how much changes we can have. Let's see if that can make a difference.
You need all hands on deck, man. And we can't point fingers. We got to stop the finger pointing. We got to have all hands on deck. All right. So, with that being said, okay, let me get these other texts. Naughty, Wayne Monroe will go down as the worst minister of national security in the history of the Bahamas, period. Actually, you may be right. I'm not saying you are at the moment, but you might be right. You might be calling it early. Naughty, we talking about killing, and this one texting about marriage, and the next one calling about marriage. Don't do it, texters. All right. Naughty, I'm not saying women need to be punched in the face. I'm saying no one should be punched in the face. I never heard Senator Michael Bartlett Ellis or the Crisis Center advocating to stop the violence against men and women. Only women. We don't live in a war zone. We don't live in a war zone for men to put their lives on the line. I get where you're going, texter, and you hanging on to your point, which is fine. But there are multitudes. Dr. Rex Major, several other institutes that were reaching out to young men for a long time and trying to intervene. And there were women involved with that specifically. But if you want to have a good society, and according to you, like you say, you don't want no one to get punched, then you need groups that speak out for specific groups. If you're so passionate about violence against young men, form a nonprofit. Lead, get out there, intervene, get the young men together, get the community, get corporate Bahamas in to support your vibe, and exclusively preach on the violence against young men. And I will support you. Just as I support groups that speak on violence against women, violence against children, same way I speak about how the young and the elderly are neglected in this community, how a society that kills their animals and leave them discarded on the side of the road. I speak about a lot, but I get your point, man, and you got some good points too, texter, so don't let this be the last time you text me or call me. It's all sections of society. You bring some good points, other people bring some good points. We need a think tank to get us where we need to go. All right? And it starts with having some uneasy conversations, but that's what we're here for. Good stuff, everybody who called in, texted in, chimed in. Quick break, flip side of the break. Cuban Willie's numerology report coming at you, all brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. Then we'll get into the 5 o'clock hour. We'll be talking sports. Pearlie will be in the building. I got my good coming in studio. We'll be talking sailing. I got some Exumians in here. Oh, boy, Exumians carry on bad when they show up. Oh, Lord. Yeah, and then we'll be talking, football and baseball as well with Pearlie. So keep it right where you got it. The Wednesday, October 2nd edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
You can call my phone. Is there a better way to go? Teach them something before they lose the song. Oh, no. Freedom is the road.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
KFC Bucket Meals, now with large sides. Make your wallet happier with a KFC Family Bucket featuring 8 pieces of juicy chicken, family fries, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4. A KFC Deluxe Bucket with 10 pieces of delicious chicken, 2 larger sides, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4 to 6. Or a KFC Party Bucket with 15 pieces of our chicken, 3 larger sides, and 6 biscuits that feeds 6. And we'll handle the dishes. Plates and utensils included. Just in peace. KFC knows value, and it's finger-licking good.
John, September sale has arrived, and you don't want to miss out on one of the greatest savings events of the year. 25% off shoes, bags, accessories, clothing, and appliances in any of our John Shoe stores or John's Fast Fashion Clothing stores. 15% off Timberland brand products. And don't forget our nursing and hospitality uniform store, John's Care Wear, which is also 25% off everything. Want to help your dollar go longer? Then shop at John's in Palmdale or Carmichael Road this September 21st through 28th. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
All I do is win, no matter what.
Feeling lucky? Here's Cuban Willie's numerology report. Brought to you by the Island Game.
Wepa, soy Joe Cuban Willie, and today is Wednesday, is the home day, pero mira, I got the lucky 3 ball, the 3 pelotas for Joe. That's right, the lucky 3 ball in my numerology report brought to you, of course, by the Island Game. Here's your lucky 3 ball for today. 8, 7, 8, 8, 7, 8, front to back, back to front. Play it and win with the Island Game. Stay winning, my friends.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your advocacy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the bike to computer. Island Games. We can make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio. 96.9 FM.
They say the sun and I shine for all. But I in some people world, you never shine at all. These rows of flames are catching a fire. Tell me where you gone. I've been feeling for your love so long. We can praise God in the moonlight. Baby, if you with me, better do right.
We're back at you on the Wednesday, October 2nd edition of Talking Heads. And of course, you know we are being brought to you in part by the following sponsors. The 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup, Burger King, the Cancer Treatment Centers of America, the Cleveland Clinic, Eddie Minnis Live, ESC Distributors Limited, Fine Threads, John's Department Store, Joker's Wild Comedy Club, KFC, Naughty Johnny's, Percy's Island Games, Printmasters, and Tropical Gyros. It's Wednesday, and we're into the 5 o'clock hour. We're talking sports. We got Pearlie zoomed in. What's going on, Pearlie?
All right, my brother. Good to be back. 2 days is a long time.
Yeah, I tell you, boy, Murphy was alive and well, but we got all the kinks worked out.
But I tell people my God is a good God because I don't know if I could have faced that music yesterday and that beating I get Monday night. So I kind of, just mixed emotions, but not being on yesterday.
You're going to face it today.
Yeah, I can better mood today.
Yeah, but I tell you, boy, they bugged me the other night. Huntley bugged me too. And it was more of your coach that bugged me because he wasn't calling nothing up. But we'll talk about that in a little bit because we got to talk regatta right now. I got my good friend Dari Turnquest, Rodari, from the regatta desk here. Yes, and we got Mr. Dallas Knowles going to chime in via the Zoom in short order. And we got, we got to talk regatta and we got to talk sailing and we got a special guest. So, Dari, who we got, man?
We got Mr. Tyrell Rule.
Tyrell, how are you, man?
I'm good.
How old are you, Tyrell?
I'm 10.
10 years old, and you're one of our sailors, our up-and-coming sailors.
Yes, sir.
Now, what class do you sail in?
I sail in the
10 and under?
Yeah,
but what kind of class boat is what I'm talking about?
Opti.
The Opti. So, you excited about going to Exuma?
Yes, sir.
So who do you train with?
I train with the BNSS club.
All right, and who are some of your coaches?
Mary, Jackson, Mateo.
I know Mateo. Yeah, go on.
And Nash.
All right, so you got a bunch of coaches. You got well coached.
Yes,
So tell me what you like about sailing, or about
What I like about sailing is it's a sport where you could always learn something, and you could always learn something from somebody, and you could never stop. You could never stop learning something from sailing.
Good stuff. And how long you been sailing?
I've been sailing for 3 years now.
3 years already?
Yes, sir.
All right. So what you plan to do when you go to Exuma? You're racing in any categories?
Yes, sir.
Which category?
Green Fleet.
The Green Fleet. Now, Dari, explain to us what the Green Fleet is, man.
No, he needs to explain that. Dallas will probably explain that.
Oh, Dallas when he chimes in.
What we have is the Opti Championship that's going to be held on the 4th to the 6th in Exuma, right?
All right.
So we're going to have, for the first time, we're going to have 2 junior commentators.
Okay.
So they'll be providing commentary, play-by-play. That's Josh Knowles.
All right.
Who's the son of Dallas Knowles. And Tanaj Manos.
Okay.
So you have kids doing the play-by-play.
I like it.
You know what I mean?
Good stuff. I like it.
So they're going to be, this is what we want for the sport. We want junior sailors to participate in all facets of it.
Now, what I need you to do next time we have this, when's this event going on?
It's going to start on Friday.
On Friday.
To Sunday.
Let's see, on Friday when you come in?
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get those commentators on. I want to talk to them, man.
Yeah, I probably could try to schedule a Zoom for them.
Yeah, I want to talk to the up-and-coming broadcasters.
If the sailing is done
We'll take the mic one day. I like it.
Yeah, man, for sure, man. For sure.
All right?
Yeah.
Now, I think we got Dallas chimed in.
Okay, good.
And I'm no stranger to Dallas. But the last time I saw Dallas, swimming in the shallow end, I was winning races, and their mom and dad was doing a great job. So I want to say hi, Dallas, and especially to your mom and your dad, man. Give them my regards for sure. And I'm proud of what you and your brother have done over the years. Him with the Olympic swimming and you with the sailing. You've taken to Exuma and you've really embraced it. Yeah. So good to see you guys doing so well after all these years, man. Good stuff. And I'm glad to have you on the show, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it, Naughty. Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
No problem, man.
Naughty.
Yes.
Naughty. You only like him because his first name.
Now, I was going to tell you, before you bring your bitter, salty Miami Dolphins carcass and say anything disrespectful to this young man, don't make nothing but his name. Dallas is a great name. All right?
No,
named after a great place and a great football team.
Oh, Lord.
Okay? I know a Dallas...
I just hope he's not a Cowboy fan.
I know a Dallas fan who named their child...
We got to do this?
Michael Emmett Urban.
They doing well?
That's his name.
Let's just say, if I had revealed my team, I'd make one of y'all happy and one of y'all not so happy. So
Probably,
I'm going to keep quiet for right now.
Probably he's one of y'all. He's a fish. He like the water. What do I can say?
Good man.
There you go. But Dallas, what exactly, let everybody know exactly the program that you run down there in Exuma and sure. All of what's going on down there.
Yeah, well, we've been running the Exuma Sailing Club for 11 years now. We're a big part of both the international side of sailing, which is what's happening this weekend, the Optis, Sunfish, Lasers, etc. And then we also, of course, play a big role in the sloop sailing side of sailing as well. But this weekend it's going to be all about the Opties and the young kids. This is the national championship held every year. This is the second time Exuma will be hosting it.
Good stuff.
We're very of Opti sailors every year in the
Well,
Bahamas.
I was going to ask you, how does the cupboard look as far as young sailors? Are we fully stocked? Because I've been hearing a lot of kids, taking to sailing.
Yeah, I would say that it's more popular now than ever. The numbers this year are 48 registered sailors, which is actually down from last year, but that's only because in the Opti class, after you turn 15, you have to that would
move
be
on
your
up.
final year. You got to move out. So we've had a lot of our sailors move out in the last year, move off the island. So
But
the
are
numbers
they-
have dropped a little bit.
But are they going to continue to sail as they get older in the other divisions?
Oh yeah, they've already moved into the lasers and the other classes. Some of them are away at boarding school and things like that. So
And
it's still
obviously, it's an
strong.
opportunity for schooling as well, because don't colleges and prep schools in the States offer those classes as well?
Absolutely. We have several of our top older junior sailors at colleges, academies, boarding schools. They've all been offered scholarships, etc. So it can really, really take you to the next level if you embrace it.
Awesome. Now, let me ask you a question. Do you think that we have the likes of another Donnie Martinborough in our midst with the small sloop sailing on the international level?
Yeah, I think so. We have an incredible amount of talent in the Bahamas. Some of our best sailors are away at school right now, and they're already representing us very, very well in their early stages over there. We've had some really, really good international couple years, thanks mostly to Martine and his coaching out of the Eleuthera Sailing Academy. So he's produced the top level sailors like Craig Ferguson, Patrick Tomlinson. Those guys have all been trained by him. And now we've got Finley McKinley, who's probably the favorite to win this weekend. He's a really top level Opti sailor. So it really does translate into the other classes. And even if you look at the winners in the Olympics every year, most of them start in the Optis, and it's such
And
a
that was
great
my
way
next
to get
question.
started.
You do have international meets and Olympic level qualifiers that they can actually go to eventually one day, correct?
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, it's a long, very expensive process, but it starts with the Optis for sure. So you got to lay a good foundation, and I think we've done a pretty good job with that. We want to, of course, encourage everybody to get involved in sailing. We can start as young as 8 years old to get them in the boats and get them comfortable. So by the time they're 13, 14, they're seasoned veterans and extremely comfortable. They can
Listen,
pretty much
I got a nephew running around up there in Exuma. I can make sure get him in a boat. Get him to you
it teaches
ASAP.
crazy discipline and self-control, man, for sure.
Between baseball and sailing, I got him covered. I can make sure he's straight.
Good.
And to piggyback off what Dallas is saying, you got like Joshua Higgins, who was making a career of sailing.
Right.
I mean, he's all over the world representing the Bahamas.
Correct, and then you making a career because you get sponsorships, you get boat endorsements, you got all
needs
that.
more sponsorship.
Correct.
Because like Dallas have said, it's very expensive. These programs, it's expensive
Right.
to keep them in sailing.
But did they have a pro level of this kind of sailing?
Of course they do.
So obviously, if a kid gets into this, they could actually go pro one day if they wanted to.
Of course. So you start like Tyrell. I mean, Tyrell has been you competed in the last National Family Regatta, right? He was on Captain Gene.
You actually competed in the regatta, correct?
You won Captain Gene, right? With your uncle.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Now, Dallas, let me ask you: do you see the where you start with the Opti class? Do you see the kids get old enough and then want to have an interest to go into sloop sailing?
Oh yeah, for sure. Look at this past year in the National Family Island Regatta. The winner in the E class was Finley, who's our best Opti sailor right now, and that was his first time sailing sloops. So it translates. If you're a really good sailor, even if you're in Optis, you know sailing, you understand the wind, you understand how a sailboat works, you can definitely get into sloops and do very well. His first time in, he won the E class. So we got kids all around that are getting more and more excited about getting into sloops. That's why the E class has really exploded. We're up to 36, 37 E class in the country now. It's going to overtake the C class probably by next April. And when we have the Durwood Knolls Championship in Nassau in February, we expect the E class to be heavily featured and have top notch
All right,
Opti and
are you
laser sailors.
you going to be in town for that? Obviously, correct.
Oh yeah, of course.
So I need you on the show when you get in town so we can chop it up and continue to push this because, I'm big into youth sports. And if the national sport is sailing, there's no bigger youth sport than I'd like to push. And I'm a proponent of baseball, swimming, soccer, basketball, football, flag football. But listen, we got to keep these sailors out there. So I'm counting on you to get me the results from Exuma and the other family islands so we know who the youngsters are coming up. And I got New Providence covered, so we could definitely keep talking about it. Had a couple of texts come in. folks are interested in knowing how can their kids get signed. Zuma asking how to get signed up down there as well with you.
Yeah, it's super easy. So in Nassau, you're just going to want to look up the Bahamas National Sailing School, the BNSS, and they can get you in the program right away. They're at the Nassau Yacht Club. That would be the absolute best place to start. We, of course, are working on getting sailing into the schools in Nassau, but that's a bit of a process, and that eventually is probably going to go through the BNSS as well. In Exuma, you can come see us at the Exuma Sailing Club. We're located right next to the Augusta Bay Hotel. And in fact, most out islands have some sort of sailing program intact that you can find and get involved.
All right. Well, I appreciate you chiming in. We're looking forward to the weekend. Looking forward to these results. Looking forward to Tyrell doing his thing down there, representing New Providence. And all the other young athletes, man, and definitely no dollars. You have full support. Mi casa es tu casa. My platform is yours. Anything you need to push your program down there and get these kids into sailing, the national sport, you got it, brother. All right?
All right. I appreciate that. Thank you. We're going to be streaming races live, so make sure you watch them.
I will, man. Me and Pearlie will tune in. That's it, man. We go park up some, man. Get the cooler, Pearlie. That's an excuse, man. What you saying?
That sounds like an idea.
Is that a reason to get the cooler together or what, Pearlie?
Always a reason to get the cooler together. That's a great reason to get the cooler together.
There you go. Tyrell, you got to shout out anybody before you get out of here, man? You better shout out your mommy and your daddy. Hurry up, do that.
I want to shout out Obi Wilscombe and Tyrone Roll, and also I want to shout out a very good person to me, Mary.
All right, that's one of your coaches.
Yes, sir.
All right, good stuff, man. I appreciate you stopping by, and we'll talk again. Good luck this weekend, all right, bro?
Yes, sir.
I expect you to come home with plenty trophies. Rooting for you, all right?
Good stuff.
Darry, you ain't no stranger. Bye. I can see you next time you're here, bro. See you on Friday.
Yeah,
all right? There you go.
Go. No, I was gonna say.
Don't say it. No, don't jinx it. Just go. Bye. Go, Biggie. Go in. All right, and we go into the break, and on the flip side of the break, we'll continue the Wednesday, October 2nd edition of Talking Heads. We'll be talking sports, and Pearlie and I will have to pay our penance. Well, no, I don't have to pay no penance. My Cowboys won, but Pearlie is willing to take all the chafing for the Dolphins, choking again on Monday night and totally destroying my pick. Anyway, I digress. It's not the first time that's happened. We've got that and more to talk about as the Wednesday, October 2nd edition of Talking Heads continues right after this.
Freedom is the road. Oh, no. Coming in from the cold. Tell them not to sell it, it's worth more than gold. And guiltiness won't catch them in the end.
Cancer Treatment Centers of America is now City of Hope, creating one of the leading cancer care and research networks from coast to coast, providing more of what you need. More locations means more care closer to home. More specialists means more expertise. More research means more breakthroughs. More advancements means more treatment options. And more options means more hope. Learn more at cancercenter.com.
Why can't treat day be every day? Get the new KFC Value Box for only $9.95, packed with one piece of your favorite fried chicken, cheesy mashed potatoes, 3 100% real white meat nuggets, a buttery biscuit, a delicious dessert biscuit, and an ice-cold 16-ounce soda. Name a crunchier deal. You can't. Order your new favorite deal online with Messenger or WhatsApp Hi to 557-3663 to start your KFC order today. KFC knows value, and it's finger-licking good.
Nassau, get ready for a night you simply won't want to miss. Experience an evening with Eddie Menace live at the Amphitheater Nassau Cruise Port on Saturday, October 5th. Tickets are on sale now. Go to ticketboxevents.com or go to the Nassau Cruise Port box office located in the Junkanoo Museum. Joining Eddie on stage, Fran Chon, Gino D, Ira Stoll, and the Higher Level Band. An evening with Eddie Menace live at the Amphitheater Nassau Cruise Port, Saturday, October 5th. Get your tickets now.
The Grand Bahama News is available every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian. You can buy your local paper at Freeport Convenience Stores, Western Bakery, DeGregory's Fine Foods, and Bellevue Gifts. Now is the time to reach your Grand Bahama Market with affordable packages, including print and digital. Call GB News Sales Representative Kavandre at 822-6717 or message him on WhatsApp for ad rates. Classified ads are now available every Tuesday as well. Keep up with everything Grand Bahamian every Tuesday in the Nassau Guardian.
You are invited to the 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium, October 23rd through 28th, 2024. Bringing the action will be the national teams from Cuba, Curacao, Dominican Republic, U.S. Virgin Islands, St. Martin, and Tame Bahamas. There will be 3 games daily from October 23rd to 27th, and the championship gold and bronze games on October 28th. Don't you miss it. The 6th Caribbean Baseball Cup at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium. Save the date, set your alerts, and be there.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
They say the sun and I shine for all, but I hear some people world you never shine at all. These roads.
We're back at ya on the Wednesday, October 2nd edition of Talking Heads. And your boy Naughty along with Pearlie and your company right up until 6 p.m. Talk about, man. First and foremost, let's get it out today. I think if y'all could somehow, as the Dolphins, tread water for 2 more weeks, maybe sneak one by some miracle, Tua come back, y'all got a shot. Because that division outside of Buffalo is still doable, I think.
And Buffalo was brought down to earth this week as well.
Correct. Little exposure
But, you
there.
know, I just, I want to say this, and this message particularly for my good friend and our good friend, Mystery Dolphin. I don't want to hear nobody say nothing bad but Tua ever again. Because that game on Monday showed us just how
Pearlie, you
important
take it
Tua
out
is
my
to the
mouth,
Dolphins.
man. Pearlie, you take the words right out my mouth. I was
No,
about to tell you,
I
know Tua fine, but me and Tua about the same complexion and kind of same hair, so, you know, he's a beige brother. Y'all go easy on Tua because guess what? Tua would have blown the doors off of the Titans the other night, okay? And you would have probably won the game y'all lost, the last game. Game before last, who y'all lost to?
Seattle.
Y'all might have won against Seattle in that game.
I really believe Miami would have been 3-1 right now. The Buffalo game was a cut-up. I accept that. That was a cut-up.
I firmly want Dolphin fans to believe that you do have a good quarterback in Tua. It's like
and it shows, you know, and
it's like the idiotic Dallas fans that I got to deal with. If Dak is not on the field, Dak is not on the field letting up 200 and some yards rushing. Dak didn't miss a tackle on Derrick Henry. You know what I'm saying?
But Huntley underthrew Hill and overthrew Hill. So that's 2 touchdowns that would have been in the book. That's the
put it in
13 points to
perspective.
get beat back.
But you can't really throw Huntley under the bus either because he came in under duress, learned the playbook as best he could, and you
all
need
respect to
chemistry.
him, he didn't. They were limited in what they could.
And I still think if you get some time under your belt and get him some right plays, he could still be competitive with you. But now you got defenders falling like flies, Jalen Phillips.
Yep. But Chubb, Bradley Chubb should be back.
Right, but he's coming off the dreaded Achilles. You see what I'm saying? That's no walk in the park. Let's get to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads.
Yeah, what y'all talking about?
You two Dolphins still at it. I'm going to slide on the side. My Cowboys won.
I wouldn't know what y'all talking about.
We talking about
So
you.
You want to stay with Huntley and go 1-15, and you ran the dog into her? That shows you just how important Tua is to the Dolphins.
I'm not dogging the Dolphins. I'm dogging Tua. Now, first of all,
yeah, but you dogged the wrong one because you showed. It showed you.
Why you want?
One at a time. Go ahead, Pearlie, and then Mystery Yukana. Go ahead, Pearlie.
You can say what you want to say. Mystery. It shows you that you were limited in what plays you could call. You couldn't wide open your playbook. It shows you that with the passes that Tua would normally hit is what Huntley missed. Two wide open touchdown passes to Hill that would have given the Miami 14 more points. Do the math.
What you're doing right now is you beating a dead horse. Tua, 26 years old. Wait. Let me speak for a minute. Tua is 26 years old, right? That young man already has 4 concussions. He had 3 of them in 2023, and he won this year. 2023. He had 3.
2022,
okay?
He had 3.
22, he had 3. Yes, and he had 1 this year. And you still want that boy to go there and play ball?
No. No. You're missing. No, Mister, you're missing what I'm saying. I'm not knocking. I agree. I personally think he should retire. That's my personal view.
So what you trying to get him back for?
Hold on. You're knocking his talent. I'm not knocking his injury. You're knocking his talent. And you're saying he wasn't a talented enough quarterback to deal with Miami. And I'm telling you, That game
I'm
on Monday
saying he's
showed you
not
that he was
readily
easy.
able to come and play at the level of on the Dolphins right now. He's not readily able to come back and play football at the level
How
we
do you
need
know?
him to come
How
back
do you
and play
know?
at. That's what
How
I'm
do you
saying.
know? How do you know?
Because he had 4 concussions.
That don't have nothing to do with his talent.
He's gonna kill
That only has
himself,
to do
my
with his
friend.
health.
He's gonna kill himself.
I'm not mystery. You're not listening to me, bro. I'm hearing you. I'm agreeing with you. I agree. Health-wise, it's a risk. I'm talking pure talent. Take the health off the table. Take that off the table.
Okay, let's
You
talk
were
health.
dogging his. You were dogging his talent. And I'm telling you, I'm understanding the health, and I agree. I personally think Tua should retire because of that the risk that he has. It's just dying.
Can I just interject here? Can I just interject here and play mediator, like how they do?
No,
Let me just make a point. Let me just make a point.
Not yet.
If you look at Tua,
I believe Ryan Tannehill is a better quarterback than Tua.
okay, now that you've thrown that lunacy out of there, now let me make the point I was making. It's like a boxer with a glass jaw. They could still be a great scientific fighter, win a lot of fights on points, but they don't have the punching power or the jaw to take a big hit. So they have to win fights a different way, but that doesn't take away from them being a great fighter. You just know they got a glass jaw. So if they get hit in the jaw, they probably going to go down. If they avoid them blows to the head, they probably going to win on points and go the distance. But they're going to win fights. Knockouts, but you'll have some wins. And that's how Tua is. Talent is there, but he if the bell gets rung, he's loopy.
What's so sad about this all is I hear Tyreek Hill trying to get out.
Well, listen, wide receivers are mercurial. They're in their feelings.
It's rumored.
No,
That's not true.
He woke up this morning and he said, wide receiver trade rumors, exciting. So I guess he was excited to see where Devontae's going to go.
That's all about. Tyreek Hill ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Nobody can give Tyreek what Miami is giving Tyreek right now, and nobody wants to pick up what Miami owes Tyreek right now.
Exactly. So that ain't an issue. That's not an issue. It's purely the next part of this whole problem the problem is I'm very disappointed in Mike McDaniels. He's making me question him right now.
Now, listen. That again.
Don't put it on him.
No. Second game in a row, mystery. This dude is looking like he's come off a binge off of South Beach. And I'm talking one of them Tony Montana, Scarface kind of binges because he looks lost. He looks like a deer in headlights. He stood there the other night and just ran the same idiotic pitch to a chain. Hand off to a chain. Nothing trying to get down the field.
You had 4th and 1. Why are you calling a sweep?
Why are you calling the sweep? Let Hunt center in the guard and run right up the gut for it.
Huntley haven't even learned the Dolphins playbook good as yet, and they put him in there. Come on, what do you expect?
But hold on, there are certain plays.
You're talking 4th and 1. You hand the ball to your running back, and he goes up the middle.
And mystery, here's another thing what they do. When they have a quarterback change for a significant period of time, they go vanilla with the playbook. They will get 5 or 6 plays that quarterback could execute, and he's comfy with, and they call them at the key times. Other times, they go vanilla. The more he learns about the playbook, the more they can expand it. But I will tell you something. In every basic offensive package, you got a screen to the running back, you got a 5 and out or 5 and into the tight end, and you got a 7 come back to the wide receiver. Something could have worked underneath if he couldn't have worked the ball down the field. But you gotta try a pass here or there. You can't just stick to running the ball because eventually defenses are gonna pin their ass back and shut you down.
Unless
you're the Dallas Cowboys and they can't stop no kind of run. Never mind.
All the linebackers were doing was sitting back and waiting on that little right sweep or that little pitch out there, and they all just converge on the ball. It was nothing to fool the defense. And then the bottom part of it, we couldn't stop the run. They know they was running on Miami and nothing you could do to stop the run. What players you were calling to stop the run? So now I questioning McDaniels and I questioning Weaver.
Texter.
You got to question the team.
All right, Texter, can you please, Naughty, can you please tell me why we still whining about this game? Get them Dolphin people off.
Hey, but Naughty, I would say one more thing before I leave.
Yeah.
I'm going to watch very closely to see Pittsburgh punch you all right in your mouth, okay?
Yeah, because Mystery Light Company, but I'm going to tell you something. See this way, you want to put some money on it?
No, sir.
Okay, no. That's always the heat seeker right there when you want to find out if people like Johnny Cochran say, are you full of okay? And right now you ain't legit. You know why? Because anybody knows. Look at the line in that Cowboys-Pittsburgh game. It's 2.5 and dropping. If Pittsburgh is such a favorite at home, why is it under 3 to start with?
Yes.
That's number one. Number two, they have not one, but 2 starting offensive linemen injured. They're down to 1 running back with Najee Harris. Warren, who's their better running back, is injured. Pickens is their only true wide receiver. Who's the number 2 receiver in Pittsburgh?
Well, we'll see.
We'll
see.
Go and send no more. Have a nice day.
Isn't your best defender out as well, Noddy?
Huh?
Isn't your best defender out as well?
Hold on. Our best defender is out, but guess what?
What?
We have somebody that I think can, speed-wise, help in the run game, traditional linebacker style, and that's Damarian Obershon and Myers Luafau. That's just stopping the run from a linebacker position. The pressure on the quarterback, we're going to miss Lawrence and we're going to miss Mike. I'm not saying that. But at the end of the day, Justin Fields has not played up to par this year. Let's be honest. Look at it, Pearlie. Look at it.
No, I thought the first 3 wins of Pittsburgh was fool's
and I will tell you something.
I thought it was fool's goal, and I'm still thinking that Pittsburgh's going to have a losing season this year.
And let me tell you something. Just like in Indianapolis last week, if the Pittsburgh Steelers let the Cowboys get up on them like 7-0, 10-0, different ball game, because that's playing to Zimmer's strengths. And Zimmer is no stranger to Mike Tomlin, because who was head defensive coordinator in Cincinnati under Marvin Lewis for so many years when they used to beat up on Pittsburgh?
Zimmer.
Mike Zimmer.
Yep.
So again, the league is based on familiarity. Sometimes you don't get scared of a team who you know how they come and how they fight and their strategy.
I think outside of Kansas City, there's a lot of outside of maybe Kansas City and Baltimore. There's a lot.
At the same time, there's a lot of things pointing in the direction where Dallas could be in that game. Now, if we can't stop T.J. Watt, that one call over.
And a lot of injuries in the league right now. It's a lot of injuries. So, and it's not going to be better.
This season, you're going to see a lot of 9-7 or 9-8, 10-7 teams make the playoffs.
Yeah, and it's going to boil down to who's the most healthiest team and when the playoffs come around.
Let's get to the phone lines real quick. Talking Heads.
What's happening, fellas?
Hey, Big Chief, what's going on, man?
Oh, Georgia, how about them dogs? How about them dogs?
Listen, man.
Don't duck that subject. Don't duck that subject.
Let's start there. Okay.
Yes, let's start there. I want to hear your story on this because I did pick Alabama to beat Georgia.
So
as much as I hate Alabama.
Okay. Now here's the issue. First of all, Vegas picked Alabama to beat us. You're playing in Alabama. The issue too is you're talking about a number 2 and number 4 team, and let's be honest. But in the first 8 teams, probably in the top 10. Excluding Miami, because Miami cheated and got that game.
Excuse me? No. Now, Doc, listen, Doc. For 2 years, I've let you come on here and wax poetic about your dogs, about your Chiefs. But don't you dare take a pop shot at the U. After all these years of irrelevance, we back with a legitimate team and now we cheat? You as a Kansas City Chief fan, cannot talk about officials.
There was a certain pass in the France that wasn't going to. A lot of breaks Kansas City get, so let's don't go there with cheat. Miami won that game. That was an incomplete pass, and that was a one by Miami. I want to know why the dogs get beat. Let's don't try to talk about that. Let's talk about your dogs.
Know too much football to know that if that call is called a touchdown on the field, there is no video evidence that you saw.
There was clear video evidence.
So Miami called all the areas and tell them, you got to change the call. Let's don't go there, man.
Listen, Doc, Big Chief.
What Big Chief sounded like J.D. Vine, deflection. Go to what happened.
Virginia Tech.
Okay, I will go on record in saying it is a matter of opinion. You say it was a touchdown. I say it was incomplete. That's fine. But the question.
said it was a touchdown.
The question.
So the video evidence.
Right.
Video evidence should have been overwhelming to overturn it.
Okay, well, there was no worry about video evidence when Alabama soundly beat Georgia, despite a great second half comeback. So can you wax poetic on that? That's the question.
Okay, let's talk about it. Let's
Please, let's do that.
Because you sounding like JP right now, trying to get off the reservation.
Now you sound like J.D. Vance right now, and that debate last night deflected and not answering the question.
Let Pearlie talk. Pearlie, let him talk.
I say, go ahead, brother.
Listen to me. In the first half of that game, Alabama looked like the absolute best team in college football. And
Yes,
Georgia
they did.
looked like they didn't belong on the same field. Okay? Clearly. Okay? In the second half. And Milroe looked like he should be the number 1 draft pick in the league. In the second half of that game, Georgia thoroughly outplayed Alabama. Beck looked like he was the better quarterback in the second half. The Dogs looked much better and actually came back and took the lead. Okay? The game came down to 2 plays. And on both of those plays, those 2 single plays, Alabama played better. The first one was Milroe got rushed, right? Scrambled, threw up a Hail Mary. And a 17-year-old phenom, and he's a phenom. He's an absolute phenom. And I hope I get to see him come out in 2 years and have Mahomes throw to him. Because he's a brilliant young man. I don't like Alabama, but I wish nothing but the best for him. Because if you're 17 and you're not good, make all the money, get on the field, right? He made an amazing play. Okay, Starks overran the play. He made an amazing play and then broke a couple of tackles. That's just great individual play. Absolutely great individual play. And then Georgia, he got the ball back and drove down with 1:18. Who's driving? And Beck made a bad pass. And Alabama played good defense, intercepted the ball, game over. And I'm saying this to you. That's probably the greatest football game I've ever seen. And I saw Georgia and Ohio State on New Year's Eve. I saw that game. I was at the stadium. Okay? So I give my hats off to Alabama. My hat's also off to my Dogs. Because I can tell you, sitting there watching that game at Red Phone Booth in Atlanta. Okay? And with a couple of the Dog fans and a bunch of Alabama fans. At that second, by the time we had the halftime, dudes was really considering asking for their check and leaving. Okay? Including me. But I was like, I too ashamed to walk with you, so I just could sit here and take it. And then we came back and showed the type of team we was. Okay? So they got the better end of it. It don't knock us out of the playoffs, and it don't put them anywhere in the playoffs. At the end of the day, 12 teams can make it. We can probably be in the same thing, and if we both play the ball we play, we probably end up playing that game again. Probably
What that does is,
once again in the playoffs. Okay?
Let's say the season ends the way it is today. You guys got to play a game to get the bye. They will get a bye in the playoffs.
No, listen to me. If the season, they'd get the bye. But here's my issue. I don't know if I want to buy. I don't know if I want to buy for my team. Happened to us a number of years is the longer we get off, the worse we play. So for me, get us on the field every week. We'll figure it out. All right? But at the end of the day, you looked at the 2 best teams in college football. Because Texas can't get on the field, but neither of those 2 defenses Texas could play with.
But I still think Texas is number 1. Texas was number 1 and they didn't lose. They should have not dropped to number 2.
Texas got to play both those teams in the regular season this year. So it's all going to shake out. It's all going to shake out. They got to come to Athens and they got to go to Tuscaloosa. Okay? So it's all going to shake out. All right?
Well, we know that they got Georgia and Georgia comes to them. Georgia comes to Texas on the 19th.
That's right. We play for the next 2 days. We can play Alabama and Texas on. We play both of them
then on the
road.
16th.
Right. But here's my other issue now. Okay. First of all, thank God the Tigers beat the Astros because God don't like ugly.
Ooh, what a good day! What a good day in baseball!
So Carlton
what a good day in baseball!
Okay, and 2, right? I have not seen. I was in the stadium. Not you saw this video. I had the Bahamian flag with me. I had a good time. I had a good time in Atlanta to the Chiefs game, right? Then I watched this week again. I got back to Atlanta on Sunday because I got stuck in Florida for the hurricane.
Oh Lord!
So I was in Sarasota. So went down there. They said the storm wasn't coming, and it was a tropical storm. So it flew in on Wednesday. And buddy boy, by Thursday morning, the storm was a Category 2. And by Thursday lunchtime, it was a Category 4. And where we was out the storm, we was now in the storm. And they closed the airport, so I couldn't go nowhere, right? But anyway, it was all good. I had a good time. Sunday flew back, watch us play the Chargers. We have, besides the first half of the Baltimore game, opening season, our defense has played absolutely. They're in playoff form.
That's your moneymaker right there. It's your defense
Okay.
right now. It's not your offense.
Because Rice out, you ain't got no more offense.
Has not played even 50% yet. Okay? I don't know whether if they spend his whole offseason, because he had Marquise Brown with him at his house. You know, Mahomes has a football field at his house. He had Marquise with him all summer.
But Marquise Brown injured, though. He ain't coming back for
And he
another
got
6
into
months.
the last preseason game. Okay? The last preseason game. Okay? They're going to have to take time and work McCall Hardman back into this thing. They got Juju back, right? Rasheed is probably out. Maybe they say now, maybe until week 10, that's the best he could come back. If he has to do surgery, he's probably gone until December. Okay? But I'm saying this to you. We saw Kelsey come back and dominate. And that was not just because of Kelsey. That's because Derwin James was suspended. And so they couldn't bracket him with a really good safety. Because that's what teams are doing. I watch Atlanta do it every day. It's so much interesting when you watch the actual game in the stadium because you get to see where the cameras ain't focusing and you see all the little one-on-one matchups, right? God help the league if we ever get our offense running.
So, quick question, because I got to get to another call before time from the producer. Adams to Kansas City happening or not happening?
No, he's going to the Jets.
No, the Raiders will never trade him to Kansas City. That's really we ain't like the Dolphins who trade people in their division. We ain't dumb fins, okay? And one thing our division is, we got some bad teams, but we hate each other. Every team in that division hates each other. They will trade Devontae Adams to the Bex Bombers before they trade him to the Kansas City Chiefs.
Bex Bombers. Yeah, that's
Okay.
right.
All right, man. Well, good stuff.
And I said my Chiefs are out. My Royals are up again. Let's go Royals.
Hey, ain't nothing wrong with the Royals right there, brother. I was a big George Brett fan growing up. Ain't nothing wrong with them.
Always.
I got a special place in my heart for the Royals, man.
Yeah.
Good seeing them win yesterday.
Dolphin fans, y'all might as well start tanking now. Go ahead. We're good.
All right, Big Chief, we'll talk soon, man. Let's get to this other
Well,
call.
listen, I don't know who can spin it better, you or Big Chief. But just between the two of y'all, whoa.
We spinning, brother. We spinning. Talking heads. Talking heads. All right, they can call us back. All right, Purdy, we got to get to the picks real quick. And don't forget, our pro picks all brought to you, of course, by the Island Game, and it's all about the NFL takedown with the Island Game. Remember, sign up with the Island Game Sportsbook. Get your account verified. They're going to give you some bonus bucks to play with. Make a single game bet or parlay, $20 or more. You're going to be registered for 4 drawings. $2,000. October's drawing, $3,000. November, $5,000. December, grand prize, all expense paid trip to the Super Bowl for 2 in New Orleans.
But let the
Place
record
to play
reflect
and win with the Island Game.
Just so people know, I did not win the 2000, so don't be calling me.
Right.
I did not win the 2000.
And the Island Game always reminds you to play responsibly. All right, Pearly, baseball tonight real quick. Got 2 games still coming up. Who you like tonight?
I like the Mets to close out the Brewers tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the Braves to bounce back off the Padres tonight.
I like the Padres to close it out. And I like the Mets to close it out, too. I think the Mets are a hot team, and you got to watch out for the Mets.
Yeah, I'm really excited about the Tigers. The Tigers. See, this is right here. This is what baseball. Tigers came into this playoffs hot, and I don't know if they can hold it, but they hold it, and they send the Houston Astros. And anytime you send the Astros home, I'm happy.
Yeah, I know you happy. I know you don't like them Astros. All right.
No, even though I wanted to beat up on them this year myself, but that's all right. I can send a ball of champagne to the Tigers.
All right, real quick, let's get to this last call because we got to get to the break. So let's get this call in real quick. Talking heads.
Yeah, Naughty, I've been holding for 20 minutes, right?
Yeah, man, I can wrap it up with you.
It's only because it's the New York Yankees. Now, we could possibly see a Subway Series be held in 2000, but the Yankees could get 28 and 24. So look out, your Dodger Blue. The Mets are coming.
And guess what?
We could have a Subway Series.
And we getting it because Jazz need a ring, buddy. Jazz need a ring.
Oh, yeah, definitely. We going for it hard. So the Dodger Blue, don't tell me that you're going there at the wrong time because the Yankees are hitting on all our cylinders. And we are coming.
And every day to remind us.
Right. I want 28 on every gate. You got it right. You said the right thing. 28 on every gate.
I like it. 28 on every gate. That's our talking. We sticking to it.
All right.
Good stuff. All right, man. Purdy, we can do it again tomorrow, man. You want to get this last one in real quick? Talking Heads.
Hey, Naughty, I want to talk with them there, Dolphins, man. My condolences go to the Rose family and to the Montembeau family. And then, Naughty, Sunday morning, 9:30 a.m. That's a big game.
We can talk about that. We can talk about that tomorrow, and we can talk about that Friday.
Yeah,
but yes,
Daniels against his old teams, the Jets.
We'll see.
That's a big game. Yeah, all right.
Good
We talk
stuff.
about that
But yeah,
tomorrow.
man, we talk about Pete Rose and we talk about Mutombo some more tomorrow. Two big losses in the world of sports. Thanks for that reminder, Muff. And we will touch base on that tomorrow. Good stuff, Purdy.
Just before we go, condolences to the family of one of the greatest track and field coaches in the country,
Mr. Keith Parker, correct. We'd be remiss if we didn't say that.
as well.
We will.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do it all again tomorrow, man. Y'all keep it right where you got it. Rich Eisen taking us home out of the break. The 4 top landing spots for Devontae Adams. Where's he going to be and how fast is he going to get there? We'll see you tomorrow right here on Talking Heads.
Words of flames are catching a fire. Showed you I love you.
Play with Island Games. We making dreams come true. Play with Island Games. We paying more out to you. Don't mind the noise in the market. You getting cash in your pocket. 'Cause Island Games is spicy and spicy is tradition. So when you play Island Games, we putting Bahamians first. Guaranteed to pay. Island Games. We like them other jokers. We've been here from the start. From the mic to computer. Island Games. We gonna make your dreams come true. We playing with Island Games.
John, September sale has arrived, and you don't want to miss out on one of the of the year. 24 bags, accessories, clothing, and appliances in any of our John Shoe stores or John's Fast Fashion Clothing stores. 15% off Timberland brand products. And don't forget our nursing and hospitality uniform store, John's Care Wear, which is also 25% off everything. Want to help your dollar go longer? Then shop at John's in Palmdale or Carmichael Road. This September 21st through 28th. John's, we put fashion at your feet.
Living with a neurological condition shouldn't define you. At Cleveland Clinic in Florida, we do whatever it takes to make life better today while discovering new treatments for a brighter tomorrow. From epilepsy management to specialized spine care and brain tumor surgery, we're delivering world-class neurology care for the day-to-day, for the days you live for every care in the world. Visit clevelandclinicflorida.org/Caribbean.
You're listening to Talking Heads with Naughty. Only on Guardian Radio, 96.9 FM.
They say the sun and I shine for all, but I in some people world.
Hey, I'm going to handle it top 5. Top 5 teams that should go get Devontae Adams.
There, now.
High five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Rich's Top 5.
Now, normally I handle this by going 5 up to 1, right? Individually.
Yeah, that's how we like to do it.
Here, just put up the board. Your team. There you go. Top 5 teams that should go get Devontae Adams.
Okay, this was simple.
Your team.
That is
Number
great.
2 is your team.
My team?
Number 3 is your team.
Oh, your team. Oh, hey.
Number 4 is your team.
Oh, your team.
Number
Three.
5 is your team. And you got that the drop, Mike?
You think we need one more?
Sure.
All right, we'll get one more.
Your team.
Hey, genius.
All right, no, I'm going to do it for real. Hit it, Mike. I mean, honestly, like
You could leave it at that.
no, I've got a list.
That was pretty good, though.
We can go home now.
No, I've got the list.
Oh,
Number 5.
just make the list.
TJ is your team.
Number 5?
Yes.
We're kind of low on this list.
Yeah,
man.
you just made the list. No. Wait till you hear it. No. It's your team, sir. Because just as we came on the air, word out of the Metroplex is Brandon Cooks has an infection in a right knee in which he had a procedure recently.
Oh, yeah.
And he's out for this week.
At least 1 week.
At least 1 week.
Yeah. So I hate to interrupt your top 5 list like you used to do to me back in the day, but I have to. Based upon that information, they should be number 1, not 5. Brockman, am I lying right now?
Excuse me. There's another team that might be missing a wide receiver.
I
Stan.
don't care about those teams, though.
Come on, man. And this would also be a way for Jerry to say, because he's been getting lit.
Yeah,
the Jones family's been getting lit about being not able to afford Derrick Henry.
Right. We're $24 million under the cap.
This guy's more expensive than Derrick Henry.
There is less pie.
But to say that's CeeDee Lamb, that's 18, that's 7, that's 88, that's 17.
Come on, baby.
Come on, Devontae's former coach is there, Mike McCarthy.
I want you to speak this into
Let's go.
existence and end your list right now.
Why not?
Just
all right, number 4. Number 4. Everybody's like, oh, gosh, he's playing so free because his number one receiver's not there anymore. And who needs a number one receiver? I don't know how sustainable that is. The Buffalo Bills should call up the Vegas Raiders and say, let's get Davante Adams here.
Yes, sir.
And get Josh Allen back shouldering. Clearly, he would. The problem is 17's taken, but that's we can go past. We can get past that.
Yeah,
A new number. Rodgers is wearing 8.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. At any rate, so let's go to the former 17.
We get 17,
and then we could start playing offense in a bigger way. Just because you're 3-1 and you're 3-1 and have been putting points on the board without, Stephon Diggs doesn't mean you can do that for 17 games. This is a great way to backstop that. Number 3, he wants to play with Derek Carr before.
Yeah, man.
And I know they put up 91 points without Davante Adams, but the last 2 games have shown you that's not sustainable. And get Davante Adams to New Orleans with a fleur-de-lis on the side of the helmet and get the gang back together. Get the Blues Brothers back together. And they're on a mission from New Orleans. Do it. And by the way, they're in the other conference. The Raiders would love to say, well, we don't see anymore. You're not in our conference. Goodbye. Hasta la vista. You're in New Orleans. It kind of works. Number 2, without a doubt, the New York Jets get him back together with Aaron Rodgers. Because you could see it. And by the way, Matt Ryan had an excellent comment about this on CBS on Sunday about what Rodgers needs to tell his receivers, which is you need to get on the same page as me. Not me with you. You get on the same page with me. There are multiple times in those final drives in the New Jersey rain against Denver where a couple of his receivers weren't turning their heads, and Rodgers is throwing it to a spot, and they're not on the same page yet. It's understandable why they wouldn't be. But guess who would be on the same page immediately with him? Number 17, Davante Adams. Number 1, however, on this list are the Kansas City Chiefs. That's a fact. Hollywood Brown is not walking through that door for a while, and the same thing with Rashee Rice. Maybe he's not out for the season. But great way. You have one chance to three-peat. One shot. This is it. You're already seeing an offense that has been struggling to put up points with consistency. We're seeing it. They're getting through it. And if there's any team that can sustain that for 17 weeks or 22 weeks, it is the Kansas City Chiefs. I understand. Great way is to go ahead and do it. However, the one caveat to that, you could lower the music, Mike, is, as you said, there has to be a warm place.
Very, very warm place.
That would have to freeze over for that to happen. And in What the Football with Michael Irvin and Susie Schuster, Amy Trask gave voice to that, knowing what Al Davis would say.
When I heard the chitter chatter about, the Chiefs might be interested in Davante, the first thing I thought of is that in that coffin, Al Davis must be like whacking the top of it saying, don't you dare send him to the Chiefs.
Al Davis will be whacking the top of that casket. I'm going to tell you right now, everybody's going to be whacking the top of a casket because it'll kill us all. It will kill us all if they send Davante Adams to the Chiefs.
It would kill us all.
That's funny.
It would kill your team because the team with back-to-back Super Bowls has acquired Davante Adams. I don't think that would happen, but that's my top 5 list right here.
Do you think we need one more?
Sure, I'll give you one more.
All right, we'll get one more.
I'll give one more. Not the Patriots, pal.
We were looking for veterans in the offseason.
Return to sender. Return to sender.
I knew that was coming.
Green Bay. Return to sender.
Oh, they don't need him.
Oh, really? Okay. Gotcha. Return to sender. Even consider that. You think Matt LaFleur would know what to do with him?
Interesting.
Okay. And I know these youngins are growing up.
Yeah, they're good.
I got it. Okay.
All right.
Let's put the Hall of Famer back where he's belonged. let's go. Get him back there in Green Bay. Clearly, there are other teams, and Mike, you could take the music down here. Clearly, there are other teams that we could talk about. Steelers. If the Steelers wanted Ayuk, put him in there, right?
Yeah. Adam Schefter saying Devontae Adams prefers to play for the Jets or Saints.
Well, because he wants to play with his former quarterbacks, right?
Yeah. Added that the Chiefs are not expected to pursue Devontae.
Hey, because they know Mark Davis would be like, old phone, who dis?
Yeah. I want
like,
5 number ones.
I don't know. He wouldn't even, there's no price. There's no price.
Well, the $1 million man would say everyone's got a price.
There is no price.
I mean,
Diana Rossini added the Cowboys also interested.
Yeah, Diana.
They are interested, huh?
That's what she said. Jets and Cowboys among interested.
You can get him for a second-round pick, right? Probably.
Well, yes.
Okay.
Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
Keenan Allen, who's in this. Listen, Keenan Allen is a comp here. Now, you could say Keenan Allen isn't as good as Devontae Adams or isn't as whatever. Yeah. But Keenan Allen is there in age and certainly in the last couple of years, production. And he went for a 4th. So you put a 2 on the table to the Raiders, they might just say go.
Yeah.
Now,
why would they not do this?
Keyshawn him for October? Oh, ooh, my arm. Ooh, my leg. I don't know. Really? Is that how you're going to handle your business? Wow, what a story here. First Wednesday of October.
Love it.